Welcome back to Big Dill Sports. I'm Dylan, your host, and you're listening to Gridiron Update, where we dive into the most exciting stories from the NFL this week. Buckle up, because we have a lot to cover from Monday night's clash, some standout performances, and a couple of surprises from the weekend. Let's jump into Monday Night Football, where the Detroit Lions roared their way to a statement victory over the Baltimore Ravens, 38-30. It was all about control and dominance at M&T Bank Stadium. The Lions imposed their will on the game, outpacing Baltimore by over 100 yards and eating up more than 33 minutes with ball possession. How about those two marathon touchdown drives of 98 and 96 yards? Pure grit. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery were the stars of the ground game, combining for 4 rushing touchdowns. Montgomery was unstoppable with 151 yards, like a train with no brakes. Jared Goff deserves a nod too, managing the game with precision, converting on crucial fourth downs, including a pivotal 21-yard setup to Amon-Ra St. Brown late in the game. Meanwhile, Lamar Jackson tried to keep Baltimore in the fight with 3 touchdown passes of his own. However, Detroit's defensive front was relentless, sacking Jackson 7 times and forcing key turnovers, including a game-changing fumble from Derrick Henry that killed Baltimore's momentum. Henry's sideline frustration boiled over, clearly feeling the weight of his 3rd fumble in as many gains. Speaking of defenses, let's spotlight Aiden Hutchinson, my pick for the Big Dill this week. Returning from a leg injury, Hutchinson was a force of nature, racking up a sack, a forced fumble, 9 QB pressures, and sealing his role as the disruptor Baltimore couldn't contain. His strip sack on Henry was the turning point, setting Detroit up for success. One could argue Hutchinson's resurgence was the spark for the Lions' surprise path to contention this season. Now, let's pivot over to Sunday's action, where the Seattle Seahawks steamrolled the Saints in a 44-13 demolition. Sam Darnold led an offensive masterclass with ruthless efficiency, earning himself a nomination for the FedEx Air and Ground Player of the Week. His performance, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, made Seattle look like true contenders, cruising to a 3-0 start. In Washington, the Commanders coolly handled the Raiders with a 41-24 victory. Even facing injuries, they executed a balanced game across offense, defense, and special teams. Marcus Mariota stepped in admirably at QB, leading a smart, dynamic attack. Bobby Wagner anchored the defense, racking up 11 tackles. Washington remains unbeaten and looking sharp. As we wrap up this week's recap, these storylines highlight a fascinating early chapter in this NFL season. The Lions are emerging as contenders, the Seahawks are proving their mettle, and Washington is thriving despite setbacks. That's all for today's episode of Big Dill Sports. Keep it locked here for more insights and analysis as we continue to follow these evolving narratives. Until next time, I'm Dylan, and remember, in the world of sports, there's always a big dill to spotlight. Stay tuned and stay passionate.